And for the creative representation rubric, the way that you will be graded is as follows. There are 3 different levels of scores that you can earn. We have our mastery, which is 3, proficient, which is 2, and unsatisfactory, which is 0. Again, if you get an unsatisfactory, you need to redo whatever it is that you're doing. Proficient is still a passing grade. Mastery is obviously what I would like to, and what we want to see everybody working towards. So, what are the criteria? The first one we have is called originality. In other words, are you being creative? And in terms of being creative here, I want you to do something that's unique on your own. So, the different criteria for earning a 3 out of 3 provides a unique expression of material. So you're doing it in a way that is whatever. And by the way, when I say creative representation, I didn't call this a movie project. We didn't call this a poster project. You can do this however you would like. If you are really skilled at art and you love art and you have a really creative, clever way that you can make this all mix together, that would be awesome. The goal of this is for you to demonstrate your learning in a creative manner. If you really enjoy writing, then you can write. If you want to make this writing into some sort of a creative like letter to somebody, and that's something that you're really good at, you can do that. If you want to make a movie, you can make a movie. If you want to make a big chart and you can do this really effectively on a chart, then that's okay too. We just want you to be creative here. So, a unique expression, you showing it in a way that you think is a unique way to do it. And it can't be a carbon copy. It's not about going on the internet and saying, okay, show me what a surf looked like, and then I'm just going to copy that surf. That's not really unique. It's about doing something that's on your own. Now, given that it's going to be a little bit tricky for everybody to come up with their own thing, because some of us are a little bit more creatively inclined than others, if you have something that is very similar to other works, you can still earn a 2 out of 3, so it'll only be a 1-point loss. But that would just basically be if I'm looking at it and it seems pretty clear that it could be enhanced with more creativity. It's a little bit subjective, and I know that's not what people want to hear. In other words, it's not as clear-cut as we might like it to be, but nonetheless, be creative, have a little bit of fun with this. Next, did you stay on topic? That's really important here. We want to make sure that all aspects of the project are connected to the goals of the project. It's very easy when you get into doing creative representations to really deviate and just focus on something totally different. Now, if you have a creative representation, it might get a little bit off topic, and that's okay. But the point is, we don't want it to be that you're talking about a man going to the moon whenever your focus is supposed to be here on feudalism in the fall of Rome. Those don't really connect real well. So as long as you can find a clear way that you can keep yourself focused and you can really prove that this is on topic, then that's completely fine. It's kind of like in the first project when we said you had to keep a clear connection to the essential question. It's that same idea here. Third, presentation quality. Now, for most of you, you're going to have to give a real quick presentation. Nothing that is necessarily like a 5-minute formal speech. However, you're going to have to clearly explain what your project is. So you might take 30 seconds to a minute, stand up, it could be in front of the class or it could be one-on-one, explain what your project is. Now, there are a couple things that you have to make sure you're aware of here. Your work needs to be understandable, and your speaking needs to be clear with a formal presentation or similar format. So you're going to have to present it in some fashion. Make sure that you're ready because we want to make sure that your speaking is appropriate, in other words, appropriate quality, and that it's well planned and organized. If you stand up there and start rambling and you don't really have much organization, you will lose points in this section. So in terms of your speaking and your presentation, it will be about this way you speak, your organization, and also being clear in what you're saying. That clarity is extremely, extremely important. Fourth, we have overall quality. In other words, is this a high quality project? Is there attention to detail? Is it clear that you took pride in the work that you completed? Was there editing and revising in the process? This could be a lot of different things. If you do decide to do some sort of a paper and you have a tremendous amount of misspellings, then it's very clear that there is not attention to detail. So that wouldn't really be a high quality grade here. If you have a movie and your movie's 30 seconds long and choppy and it doesn't seem well edited and you can't really hear what anybody's saying, that's not high quality, and that's going to be something that you have to redo. It's really about here. Are you putting forth the effort? Are you really trying to produce something that's high quality? That's what we're looking for in this section. And finally, appropriate references. Did you give credit to the references that were used for you along the way? Did you give it in a formal citation? For the first project, it's not going to be so imperative that you have the really formal citation like you would get from MLA. However, as we progress, it's going to be more and more and more important to get better with that. So if you want to start learning it now, MLA citations are things that you do want to work with. But nonetheless, and we also want to give them credit where credit is due, not just at the very end. So if you do a movie, give credit throughout. If you have a paper, put parentheses and say where you got it from as you go through the works. Nonetheless, this is out of 15. So the goal for you should be to get a 15 out of 15. So you can easily watch this video, check back afterwards and say, okay, you know what, I do have 3s on all these, so I'm good to go. Or, you know what, I have a 2 in these 2 sections, I need to fix them up before I turn it in. Okay? Make sure that you do high quality work here, because that's what this is all about. High quality and creative. Good luck.